My name is Dela Cruz. I am currently with Remax Crest Realty and I work at the Burnaby, BC region. And I thought being in real estate was something that I could transfer my skills over to. And I saw a lot of people just like myself, younger professional that were doing very well at the job. And thankfully, when I first started, the market was hemming and hawing and it was pretty hot market at that time. I had pretty good guidance from mentors, from colleagues, peers at Remax, which helped me get started with my career. And that's sort of how I got into the real estate business. The first year was a little tough because, especially for buyers at that time, you were competing with so many other ones. So that's when I started realizing that relationship does matter in this industry, who you know and how you present yourself. And also you need to adapt and quickly learn things as you go because things are moving fairly quickly and you need to be able to keep up with everything.
The real estate thing was because it looked like it was fun. Why stay in it? Because it doesn't seem fun when I talk to people and they're working all the time.
Yeah, fun was one of the reasons, but also I saw a massive opportunity. I see that a lot of people in Vancouver were really vested in the real estate topic.
What about working in real estate in this community, in Burnaby?
Oh yes, I love it. So Burnaby is actually the very first city that I moved into.
No way.
So this is also a city where I met most of my first people that have become friends for me. What I love about Burnaby is it's a community here. A lot of people, you get a mix of people that grew up in Burnaby, but there's also people that moved to Burnaby from other parts of BC, and they tend to stay. My favorite type of clients are first-time buyers, first-time sellers. It could be somebody that's maybe moving from a rental place to buying their first home that they're gonna live in. Maybe somebody that's moving out of their parents' house, or maybe a new couple that are gonna be living in together. So let's say I'm working with a new client, I would ask them questions such as, what do you know about this neighborhood? And what are you looking for in the home that you're gonna be moving into? And that's when I start filling in the gaps. Oh, did you know that Brentwood also had this and that? Oh no, we didn't know that. We weren't considering it at first, but now that you mentioned it, we would be open to checking it out. So I achieved the Rookie of the Year for Greater Vancouver Real Estate in 2022. I also achieved the Rookie of the Year for Remax, my brokerage. It's not about the money, it's not about the commission at the end of the day. It's putting these people's best interest first of all, whether that's buying a home or selling a home, and then that's when referrals start coming in when they're super happy. I was 14 years old at that time when I was in the Philippines. Parents told me we're moving to Canada. So it was a bit of a shock to me at first. And then little did I know, we moved to one of the coldest city in Canada, which was Winnipeg, Manitoba. So I actually started working at 14 years old. I was stocking shelves at a supermarket. I was working night shifts at 14 years old just to help pay some of the bills. And I think having that experience really ingrained the work ethic that I have now, that nothing is given to you, everything you need to earn. I was able to afford to buy my own house at 24 years old and another house a couple years later, and I thought I could just keep on going along this route where I'm living here. And that's when I started debating whether I should move to a different city. I've been living here for almost 4 years now, and last year I was able to help my parents move over here as well. And I said, why don't you come and move here to BC if you want to give it a try? So they did. They sold their house in Winnipeg and they came here and moved here, and now they're in Burnaby, BC. I think for me it's very rewarding because I was able to give them that fresh new start in a nice city. The nice thing about Burnaby is you've got a great location, you've got great space. I think that it's not enroaching or It's not occupying so much into the residential. You're still getting a little bit of a mix of everything. You still have the single family homes, but at the same time, now with the condos, I think it's going to be good for the future generation because it's a way to climb the property ladder. Not everybody is fortunate to buy a house right off the bat or inherit a house. First of all, you're very close into Vancouver. You can take the transit by car. You're very close to North Vancouver if you like to be more out there in the nature. Maybe you want to go in the mountains, maybe you want to go skiing. It's a pretty central location, and Burnaby North as a community, it keeps on growing and growing over time. When you talk to people that have lived there for years, they will tell you all about the changes, and I think that it's headed in a very good direction. For some people that have only lived in Vancouver, they may have this notion of the old Burnaby, but actually we're looking more so into the new Burnaby now, right?
This is the future.
Yeah.
This Burnaby is building up.
Yes.
You've lived here now for so many years. What's your take on what the future holds?
Yes, I think for some people that have lived here, especially in these houses for many, many years, for many, many generations, they think like, oh, why are you crowding us with so many buildings? But at the same time, there's a demand for it, right? So what I would say is what sets me apart is that I'm willing to do whatever it takes for a client. Whether that's finding the right answer for them. The other agents would want a faster process versus for me, I'd like to go more so with a pace where the client feels more comfortable. I have a lot more patience in terms of answering their questions. Knowledge-wise, I know that I can get the answers for my client. You get a mix of people that grew up in Burnaby, but there's also people that moved to Burnaby from other parts of BC. And they tend to stay. And some people that have left Burnaby in the past, they come back. There's just a pull. There's something here that brings you back or makes you stay. If this one goes in, you're gonna have to buy your next home from me.
All right, deal.
Even though you know 1,000 real estate agents.
Deal. Adina, I'm sorry.
Oh! Hey, that was a tough shot.
Hey, we'll edit it, it'll go in. It's all good.
Perfect.